have to ask, how did the concert on the airplane happen?
Concert on the airplane, I don't know, should I give you the real answer or should I just tell you what I've been telling everybody else?
Give me the one that you're telling everybody.
I'm telling everybody that we couldn't afford our flight, and so they let us work it off. And but the truth is, Southwest Airlines came to us. They were like, "Hey, we have a crazy idea. What do you think about doing a show in the sky? 35,000 feet in the air?" And we're like, I mean, if you want to do a fun show in the sky, we're the guys. And so it just came together. I think we're going to do more of them.
Is that real?
It's real.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's real. So we actually did a show on Southwest Airlines. It's not the first time we've been played in the sky, though. Several years ago, the astronauts were awakened with Come Back to Texas when they came back to Houston. They had been out in space for a while. So,
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. New Mile High Club.
Number 1 in the air.
1985 has become one of the biggest anthems.
Yeah.
Why do you think it continues to grow and connect with every new generation?
Well, I think it connects with every generation for multiple reasons. I think obviously there's nostalgia, there's a nostalgic aspect to it, but also nobody thinks their parents are cool until they do. It's always that looking back on things where you're just like, oh man, my parents took me to Warped Tour and they did this and they did that, and you're just like, at the time, it's like, oh mom, you're embarrassing and stuff like that. And so I was very careful lyrically to not beat Debbie into the ground. When SR-71 did the song First, and they were a little meaner, and so I was just like, she can't help it. Her kids just don't think she's cool, and so yeah, man, I think it's the nostalgia, and again, it's a fun sing along song.
So many of your songs too find such a perfect balance of comedy and songwriting. How do you find that medium of where too much is and what's not enough?
Yeah, the key is you can't be hee funny. So if you're gonna take the cheap joke, you have to be ready to back it up with something smart. Otherwise, hee funny songs will never last.
They die out.
But if you have a song that is smart and funny, or ridiculously stupid, but in a smart way, then that's something that people will hang on to, right? So it's not annoying. It's not like, we're not going, hey, doo-doo, I mean, it's like, but if we did, I would follow it up with something really smart. And so, yeah, I just feel like I write like I talk, and I wanted to be a comedian when I was a kid, and I'm allowed to, and Bowling for Soup allows me to do both. And so, yeah, man, I'm very proud of the anthems that we have, for sure.
It's incredible. How do you process 30 years of a band?
It's not easy. It's funny because I remember, when Bowling for Soup, when I'd been doing it half my life, and now it's well over half my life, and eventually it'll be most of my life. And yeah, it's something that you don't set out to do that. You don't set out and go, I'm going to start this band and we're going to be together forever. And honestly, there's even been times along the way where I'm like, all right, 5 more years, And I honestly don't see the end of it right now.
And now you're playing the biggest shows too.
Playing the biggest shows we've ever played. We're streaming more than we've ever streamed. Selling more merch than we've ever sold. Connecting on social media unlike we ever have. I sound like Trump, but we're awesome. But yeah. So but seriously, it's awesome. Again, I think there's a nostalgia to it. I think Phineas and Ferb didn't hurt. And then the genre itself, pop punk, is just. I don't think it'll ever go away. I think it'll be like 80s hip hop and hair metal and things like that. That'll just keep recycling and keep, new bands will come along, old bands will stay the course, and we'll just keep plugging away.
When you're writing those anthems like Punk Rock 101, did you think that pop punk was not a phase, but did you think it was going to last as long as it did?
Well, probably pop. So I don't know that we had even started calling it pop punk yet. I mean, I wrote that song in 2002. So it probably right around there. What it really didn't dawn on me what was happening at the time. That Newfound Glory and Sum 41 and Bowling for Soup and Blink-182 and Simple Plan and eventually All Time Low, and it didn't dawn on me really that we had created a whole community until it did. Because to me it was always just Warped Tour. Oh, we're Warped Tour bands, but it was bigger than that. And it still is, So we're sort of a sub-genre, I guess, of the Warped Tour band thing, and I'm happy to be part of it.
How did the song Alexa Bliss come together?
Alexa Bliss is so crazy. I was just with her last night. It was her husband Ryan's birthday, and we were playing Vegas, and Lexi came out and we talked about that. She was asking if we were going to play her song, and I'm like, man, I didn't know they were coming in time to like do a sound check with it. But you know, my son who's here is 20, and about 10 years ago, maybe a little more, he was really into wrestling, and I took him to see wrestling in Dallas, and we were in the nosebleeds, and Alexa Bliss came out, and I go, oh, that girl, I think she likes my band. And he goes, no. And I go, yeah, she's like did a photo shoot in one of my shirts. And I show him on Instagram, and he goes, Dad, send her a DM. And so I DM her and I go, hey, that was awesome. I'm here with my son. And she goes, oh my God, are you coming backstage? Like, answer me right back, right? And I'm like, no, we actually have the worst seats in the whole place. Anyway, we got to be friends. I sent her some merch, and she got my family into Royal Rumble in Philadelphia that year. And but the whole time I was thinking, all these wrestlers come out to these cock rock songs. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but they all, to me, they all sound the same, you know? And I was just like, she's a pop punk kid. Like, Girl of the Bad Guys wants her favorite song. You know, she loves all of these bands, the pop punk bands, right? And so I was just like, man, I'm gonna write her a song. And so me and my buddy Linus wrote it, and I sent it to her on her birthday.
Oh, she had no idea.
No idea. And she sent me a video, and she was crying. She was just like, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. So yeah, I mean, it's that's a special one. I get asked about it so much. I think we're gonna have to add it back into the set.
Who are you excited to see today at Warped Tour?
Man, I just love seeing my friends. I think if you ask any of the bands what they love the most about Warped Tour, it's the Hangs. You know, I mean, I love seeing them all play, but you know, we get to see most of our friends play here and there. You know, so I just love the fact that I get to run into Bert, and you know, I just saw the guys from Hoobastank, and then of course 303 we're on tour with, but it never gets old seeing them, and just, you know, everybody. You know, the thing that I love about Warped Tour is it brings bands together that you really wouldn't put together. You know, it's like we did a whole 2003. It was us and Avenged Sevenfold were hanging out the whole time, and you know, it's like when people hear that, they're like, that's fucking weird, you know. And but of course now they're on tour with Good Charlotte, so I guess it's not that weird.
Yeah, this has been awesome. Thanks so much.
Yeah, man, thank you.